Hi, and welcome to Community Resources. My name is Michelle Mcpeck, and I'm one of the Parent Resource Coordinators at the Munroe-Meyer Institute. I really enjoy my job because I get to help families find resources at MMI in our community and online. My teenage daughter is on the autism spectrum, and we spent many years looking for educational and community supports for her and our family. So when I say that I understand, I really do. The one thing that I want you to take away from today is that you are not alone. Today I'm going to help answer some questions about when should you reach out for help, who can you contact when you need help, and what kind of help is out there. As I am talking, please take a mental note, or as I like to do, jot down any events, trainings, or activities that are of interest to you. At the end of my presentation, please feel free to leave your questions and requests for further information in the link provided. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. This is one of my favorite quotes about parenting in general. All kids are unique and need support and direction. There are so many factors outside of my control, but the one thing I can control is my attitude and willingness to try something new. My daughter is 19 and was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when she was 7 years old. While I knew that she was developing differently than her siblings and peers, it wasn't until I heard the word autism that things started to make sense. But right away, I wanted to know what, when, and who can help. Just take one step at a time. That's all you really can do. This is always good advice, but especially in this age of social distancing. For my family, I prefer the term physical distancing because we all still really need our social connections, even if it is from afar. Maybe you have a list of 3 therapists you want to contact or 4 organizations you want to check out online, or maybe you just want to learn about an online support group to help you cope with schooling at home or the isolation associated with staying at home. If you just set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day, make one phone call, or look up one website, that is great progress. If it ever becomes overwhelming, please take a step back and get help. So here's my chance for me to make a shameless plug. You can contact me. I, along with the other parent resource coordinators across the state, are happy to help you find the resources that you need right now. We can also help you walk through the complicated processes of the Department of Health and Human Services, the school system, and medical appointments, and finding a support system for your family. You can always reach out to your providers, therapists, teachers, and friends. There are also great support groups on social media like Facebook. Getting in touch with other caregivers with kids with special needs is such a great way to find practical information and a support group for you and your family. There are several local autism organizations that host support groups, provide education, and host family events and activities. These are just a few. They include the Autism Action Partnership here in Omaha and Autism Family Network in Lincoln. Other organizations such as Miracle League, The Rose, and HETRA provide opportunities in the areas of sports, the arts, and horse therapy. Please note, this is just a sampling of all the great local organizations. A full list can be found in the handout links. These organizations host free family nights at the zoo, free days at the Children's Museum, monthly support groups for preschool, elementary, teens, and adults, as well as hosting family events like Sensory Santa and bowling leagues. Here at the Munroe-Meyer Institute, there are several social and recreational opportunities, including Camp Munroe, every summer for ages 3.5 to 21. There are several statewide organizations that host conferences, presentations, and provide overall support for families. These include, but are not limited to, the Kids and Dreams Foundation, the Special Olympics of Nebraska, Top Soccer, PTI Nebraska, the Autism Society of Nebraska, the ARC, the ASD Network, and the Education Rights Council. Every year, the ASD Network and the Kids and Dreams Foundation host separate autism state conferences. PTI Nebraska and the Education Rights Council help caregivers who are struggling to get the help their children need in the public school system. The Autism Society of Nebraska has support groups all over the state, including Omaha, Lincoln, North Platte, Norfolk, and Scottsbluff. All of these organizations offer parent trainings, promote awareness, and are involved in advocacy. There are also several local and statewide organizations that provide opportunities to participate in sports, dance, theater, martial arts, and really anything your kid might be interested in. There are several national and international organizations that help individuals on the spectrum and their families, like the Autism Society of America, the National Autism Association, Autism Speaks, and Sesame Street. AMC provides sensory-friendly films at its theaters nationwide. Autism Speaks, the Autism Society of America, and the National Autism Association provide information on what autism is, how to get help from the school, how to navigate the COVID-19 situation, and how to talk to family and friends about autism. I really like Sesame Street's new See Amazing inclusive programming. Not only is there now a new character, Julia, who has autism, but the website is full of kid-friendly videos explaining to kids what autism is. It is a great resource for explaining autism to siblings and classmates. One source of financial support is the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. There are several programs that offer a variety of services such as specialized child care, assisted technology, and respite, which gives caregivers a chance to get a break from caregiving. All of the options available, the eligibility requirements, and how to apply for these services can be found in the resources link. Please note, some of these programs have a very long wait list, currently up to 7 to 8 years. So even if you know your child does not need these services now, if you think they might in the future, please apply as soon as possible. As far as help from your local school, it is federal law that all children, with a disability or not, are provided a free public education through your public school system. If your child is not meeting certain milestones, such as not saying a single word by 12 months or isn't walking by 18 months, or at any time loses skills that he or she once had, anyone can refer to your local school district for testing, including a parent. An IFSP, or Individualized Family Service Plan, is for children 0 to 3, while an IEP, or an Individualized Education Program, is for school-aged children 3 to 21. Both keep track of your child's individual progress and goals. The schools are required to meet with you at least once a year to update your plan, but you can ask to see them sooner or more often as needed. Some of the most comforting words are "me too." That moment when you find out that your struggle is also someone else's struggle, that you are not alone, and that others have been down the same road. If you leave with nothing else from my presentation today, I just want you to know that you and your family are not alone. Finding a support system for my daughter, me, and my family wasn't always an easy road, but it was invaluable to us over the years. Knowing that other families had a similar experience helped me feel more confident as a parent and advocate. Together, we can celebrate the victories, help shoulder the challenges, and share valuable insights. To wrap it all up, the time to get help really is now. Remember, prioritize your needs and take small steps. I, along with your providers, teachers, and online support communities, are here and available to help, along with my typical resources for local and national autism supports, recreational activities, special education autism activities, respite. I am also providing some resources to help with this time of self-isolation. Please check out all the information in the resource links. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please take a few minutes to check out the attached links and to leave any questions or feedback that you may have. And remember, be safe, be kind to yourself and others, and keep up the great work of being your child's best advocate. Thank you so much for joining me today.